every time rockets stop falling on Israel and there is a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel, the headlines, mainstream news, they stop covering this issue 100%. And yet the occupation rolls on, the degradation, the annexation of land, the settlements continue. And so right now, what is happening is massive arrests of Palestinians, sweeping arrests in what many are calling a collective punishment, essentially, for the last few weeks. So this is from The Intercept. They write at least 74 Palestinians were detained on Monday afternoon, just on Monday, in the first hours of what Israel's police is calling Operation Law and Order, which, come on.
Sounds familiar?
How familiar? How many more parallels do we want here? Palestinian rights groups call the planned arrest of up to 500 protesters on charges ranging from attacks on the police to vandalism to online incitement, a blatant crackdown on dissent, time to coincide with the dimming of the global spotlight on the conflict. So the world moves on, we can arrest these people with impunity, it's fine. And just to give you guys a sense of what these arrests are looking like, this is a young boy who is 11 years old in the East Jerusalem town of, let's see, Beit Hanan, I think I wrote it. Okay, I'll get the name to you exactly. But he's 11. He was detained for throwing rocks, and this is his little sister demanding that Israeli police release him. So take a look. Yeah, Dr. Rashad, just thoughts.
Damn, you came right to my. I get so damn emotional when I see things like that. We have forgotten as a nation, and I'm talking about primarily Americans. We have forgotten that children are children, no matter where they live. That families are families, no matter where they are located. It doesn't matter if you agree with that country or disagree with the country. The people are not the leadership. You may not like the leadership of that country. You may think the leadership is corrupt, but the people are just as decent and good as any other family you will see in your own community. And they're just trying to make it. They're just trying to survive. And when we see things like that, if you're not affected by that, if it doesn't have some level of emotional impact on you, you have become indoctrinated to a reality that is not real. You don't live in the real world. You live in a bubble of your own selfishness.
Yes, that I could not have said it better. There is no way that these images are telling you anything other than this is a child arguing and begging for her older brother to be released once again for throwing rocks. He's since been released, but he was detained. Maybe this was his first time, who knows? But this is the kind of thing that happens every day in Palestine and in the occupied territories and inside Israel as well with the Palestinian community. And imagine, the parallels to what the Black community in the United States goes through. Yep. Where it's young people, I first was detained by police at 11, and then 15, and then 18, and then I was, on and on and on and on. And people, communities of color who are over policed talk about the police like an occupation, and then you see an actual occupation. And I do think that the silver lining of what's been going on is that people are drawing those parallels, and folks in the United States are waking up to the fact that, oh yeah, this militarism just looks the same. So the town is Beit Hanina. It's a neighborhood of East Jerusalem, which by the way is also where Sheikh Jarrah, the community, the neighborhood where Palestinian families are facing displacement, where this entire thing, this sort of the newest violence kicked up, where that originated. They're still undergoing massive IDF occupation, surveillance. They're being patrolled in the streets. People are being prevented from entering. The other day, a young woman was shot by a rubber bullet inside her home, right? And again, like, you wanna be surprised, but then I remember in Sacramento, a gentleman who now I can't remember, but the number of Black Americans shot inside their home by police, right?
Yeah.
Shot inside behind their own gates, being told that they're not on the right property.
Yeah.
So
you make a great point. And what happens, and this is just through an organic process, it's not intentional, but what happens is we become desensitized. Yeah. We see so much violence, so much death. We see so much repetition of constitutional rights being violated that we almost accept it as normal. And then it takes something extreme for it to shock our conscience, right, collectively. It took a George Floyd to shock the conscience of white females in America, white mothers who said, we're gonna now protest with Black mothers because of what we saw. You know how many George Floyds are in the ground right now because of cops killing them and there was no video?
Yeah.
That video made a difference, but that video is necessary now because we have been so desensitized that we don't care about the narrative. We don't care about what actually happened unless we see it. Then it shocks us. But that's how we have become as a nation. And it's unfortunate because I'm afraid that we will start to dismiss real cases that simply have no video footage because we're now only looking for cases with video footage.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.